Here I've got my guest, host of Afghan Scoop podcast, Ria Rains. How's it going, Ria?
Good, good.
So we're here today to talk about the newest movie, New Zealand film at the movies right now, Dawn Raid, the Oscar Kiley directed film about the Dawn Raid Entertainment record label out in South Auckland that produced the likes of famous artists like Aradna, Eddie's, Savage, Decepticons, and took New Zealand by storm with their content back in the I think late 2000s. So it was a documentary about their rise and fall and what they're doing now. Really insightful. It was really insightful for me. Like when I went to watch the movie, I was interested in their story, and I did I did know a little bit of their story, but this was an opportunity. This movie was an opportunity to get down into the nitty gritty and the details of what actually happened during their time. So yeah, no, I quite enjoyed it. Um, how about you, Rhea? You watched the movie. How did you find it?
Yeah, no, I actually took my 14-year-old son to watch it, and that was probably the reason why I took him because I don't like the music he listens to. He likes hip hop, but I wanted to show him like real hip hop, so I took him to watch that movie. And honestly, I really enjoyed it. More, it took me back like to kind of the music that I forgot, and I actually didn't know a lot of the backstory, so to hear the backstory, it was like, oh, true. Oh, is that where it came from? And then kind of takes you back to a place you kind of think, oh, what was I doing when that song came out? And oh, I remember. And it just brings back up some old memories. So it was really cool. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, yeah. Any particular song you
Um,
remembered from watching the documentary?
yeah, you know that swing song? I was like, oh yeah, I remember when that came out. It was like,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So that was that one. I actually didn't know how
yeah,
when they showed that it came up in the movie Knocked Up. I didn't know that, and I've watched that movie, and I didn't. Maybe I knew before, but I had forgotten. But yeah, I thought, oh, that was pretty cool, man, just to see how it all connected with America and how opportunity and stuff all linked up over time for the different songs. Even that stuff about Akon, wanting to do the Moonshine song with him before he had become famous, and then just how that all linked up together. I thought that was pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. It was, that's what I found interesting too about the movie. Their journey in going overseas to the United States. It was interesting to me that it was a passion of theirs to take New Zealand hip hop to the where hip hop is at.
Yeah,
Over in New York. Where hip hop started. Going over there with my record,
yeah,
doing a track with Inspector Dick from Wu-Tang Clan, and coming back and to get demolished by
yeah.
Scribe when Scribe came on the scene. So it was those kind of things were interesting, were sort of interesting to see what went on at that time, and you kind of forget too when
Mm,
you think back when Scribe came
yeah,
around, like you almost forgot about the Decepticons when that happened.
yeah.
Oh,
That's right. I
yeah, that was interesting to see the background of that particular story.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. I think probably one of the other things that I really enjoyed to see was the story about Andy and Brother D in the first place, and how they worked together, had the same passion, and I really loved how Andy was like, he felt at home in hip hop, and even being a white boy, it's like feeling at home in South Auckland and in the hip hop scene, and finding someone that worked well with him, to bring that dream alive, and how they built it, and they didn't stop. Oh, let's do this, let's do that, and it was just it was cool to see that yeah, the dream can happen. Just finish your education first, and maybe
Mm.
it won't fall down.
Exactly, that's right. And that was a telling part of the story when they revealed that they didn't finish their business degrees. They left just at the time when they were coming down. And to me, I thought that was crazy because isn't tax the first thing you got to pay? Like to
Hard
come
out.
to come down like how they did, not paying their taxes. I mean, it was kind of sad and kind of you kind of thought, okay, well, okay, that's a no brainer. You got to pay your tax. But you have to
Mm,
understand, what they were trying to do. They were trying to bring up the community. They put their staff first before the tax. Which is
yeah.
probably a dumb thing to do, but but their heart was in the
Yeah,
right place. But you could
yeah,
see how they they came down.
and I think that's what I liked as well, is that their heart was in the right place. Even how they started reaching out to the community and trying to get the young ones up. One of the big things that came out is how they all started saying, "Oh, I dropped out of school. I got expelled from 4 schools." And my son turns to me and he goes, "See, it's not that bad dropping out." I go, "Wait till the end. Wait till the end. There must be a story in here somewhere." But yeah, it was all of that. And I think one of the big things too that jumped out at me was when Andy said something about not mixing family with business, and then you heard the story about his dad and how he lost his house and all of that. I thought, shucks, man, that's sad, that's huge. But it also shows how much faith, I guess, the dad had in his son and brother D to back that, with his house. I mean, it's crazy, but yeah, the dream was well and truly alive.
Yeah, 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 most definitely. One other thing that got me to actually go see the movie as well was what was happening in the background. Because if you looked on, if you follow the Eddie's social media page on Facebook, you probably saw that post that Naines put up, just sort of revealing that he had a little bit of drama going on, at the end of the Dawn Raid. Seems like there was some money owing to him, and that the truth wasn't all told in the documentary. So, which got me thinking, okay, so there's some outside drama here. I want to go watch this movie now. So, but I thought when that part came up, I didn't think it was really that bad. I mean, of course, whatever happened probably was bad, but but to me, in terms of what the story was about, it didn't really affect anything. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't really affect anything that had to do with the story of Dawn Raid as a
Yeah,
whole. Because if Naines was embarrassed or tell a story, or had trouble telling a story, or that his truth wasn't all told, I think, to me, I thought that what was more embarrassing was the fact of how Dawn Raid went under, rather than what happened to Eddie's. Because whatever happened to Eddie's in terms of not getting paid was a result on their bad management of the money and stuff,
yeah.
and their owing the IRD.
Yeah, I saw the article as well, and I thought the same thing when the story came up about Eddie's. I thought, oh, so what was wrong? Like, I can imagine. I mean, it was only an hour and a half movie or whatever it was. You can't tell everybody's story, and there must be so much more behind it. And I mean, I love Eddie's. I love their music. I still do listen to it today. And it didn't. You just wonder what it is that they were going through that has, because he said something in his post about being triggered by the movie. So, but there must be that for a whole lot of other people as well. It was almost like hidden messages in some of the stuff that they said. Like, I kind of thought you could kind of tell that there were things that were said, but there were also things that were not said. Like, I kind of felt when he said something about the IRD, it was almost like he was saying IRD were racist. Like, why are they on us so much? Why are they pushing so hard on us? Why are they, so there seemed to be these kind of messages that were coming out, but weren't. The whole stories weren't being told, which is, I guess, what Eddie's is saying as well. And there's not enough time to do everybody's personal story about it. And it sucks that it came out that they weren't happy with it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And also, it seems like it happened to Aretna as well, because she mentioned it also in the movie. Spoiler alerts to everyone watching this video, but yeah. But yeah, it goes to show though, like, Eddie's was probably Eddie's were the number one sort of like act on their whole Dawn Raid entertainment.
Yeah.
And to me that makes sense, because not everyone's into hip hop, but a lot of hip hop people are into R&B as well. And you're right, when Eddie's came out, when they brought out that song, man, that was the jam back in the days, eh? That was the jam.
Yeah, hard out.